Okay. I think that looks okay. How are we looking, yeah? So, I'm pretty good at looking after my physical health, but when it comes to my mental health, I'm not so good. For the last 100 days, I've been journaling every single day to try and somewhat improve my mental health. Oh yeah, and this is supposed to be a fitness channel, so here's my pull day in the background. Today is pull day. Honestly, I've been journaling every single day for the last 100 days, and I still don't know how to journal. So maybe I should have figured that out before starting. Who's to say? I haven't got a lot of time, actually, so it's gonna be a pretty quick one. So let's do close grip pull-ups. I'm gonna do a superset next, where I do single arm dumbbell row. And I'm gonna superset that with dumbbell pullover. That's a good one. When I started, I was adamant I didn't want to really look up any videos like how to journal or journaling for beginners or whatever. Just because I kind of wanted to go in and figure out what worked for me, if that makes sense. So yeah, my journal kind of just looks like this. It's just like big blocks of text. If you're wondering what these big blocks of endless text say, then I'm not going to tell you. Do you really think I was going to pour my heart out into this journal for 100 days and then just leak it, dox myself on social media? That's crazy. Close grip, palms up, pull down into straight bar curls. My go-to tactic every day was kind of just to say what happened in that day, what I got up to, the things that I was doing. Since doing that, I have watched videos of other people saying how to journal, what you gotta do, some do's and don'ts, and I did it all wrong apparently. Apparently that's just not how it's supposed to go. Some days I found there was loads I wanted to say, and other days I found that there was nothing. So the main thing for me was trying to stay consistent with journaling, even if I didn't have a lot to say. Just putting pen to the page and getting something down was more important than just not doing anything. All these other people from all these other videos I'm watching are cutting things out and sticking things in, and they're using big, bright, expressive colours and stickers and big emotive titles and stuff, and I'm not being funny, right? I ain't got time for that. Upright row, kettlebell, halo. 2 sets of 10 to 12. I realise I've been very strict and kind of concise with my journaling method. I'm just saying what happened, bang, 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 and then done. And then the next day, I'm rinsing, repeating, I'm doing it again. But in a way, I found that was kind of the best benefit of the journaling process, if that makes sense. I've struggled with my sleep for ages. My bedtime routine would normally be watch YouTube until I fall asleep, and as anyone who's got a similar routine can testify, that's not the best thing to do, because one video leads into another, and before you know it, it's 3 AM and you're watching a video of how to get better sleep, and it's maybe I should just go to sleep. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. But the way I've been journaling means that at the end of every night, as I'm getting ready for bed, the day is over. So then I can wrap up the day and tell my journal about what I've been doing. And then I'm writing for half an hour instead of watching YouTube for half an hour. And then I'm tired and I just don't go on my phone, and then I just go to sleep. So that was one benefit anyway that I found of journaling. Why did I turn to the side then? Obviously, there's loads of benefits to going to sleep without scrolling and staring at the screen first. And it's actually gone to a stage now where I can notice a difference in my sleep and my recovery. If I journal right before bed, or if I journal and then go on YouTube for a bit, I can notice, I can feel that I've gone on YouTube, if that makes sense. I can feel that my recovery isn't what it should be, because I haven't had as much sleep as I otherwise would have. Time for the single arm dumbbell row. One thing I did which I found super helpful was in the back pages of my journal, I wrote down a couple of things I wanted to either cut out or commit to more consistently. So some of the things I wanted to avoid was scrolling excessively, getting angry, crashing out, etc. And a couple of things I wanted to do more of, they'd be taking my creatine, hitting my calories, reaching my protein goals, and a big one for me was a random act of kindness every day. So I'll get back to that last one in just a minute, but I found that writing those things down and going back to the graph and ticking them off every day to ensure I stayed consistent was a super powerful way for me to stay consistent with the goals that I set out for myself. I look bold. Why do I look bold? I'm not balding. I just haven't got a great hairline. The only issue with this method being, once I ran out of paper on the one page, I struggle then to like stay consistent when I wasn't ticking them off every day. And yeah, it's easy enough to just write down another graph on another piece of paper. Well, where does that end, like, innit? And what if I go away, for example, I stay over a friend's house, I do something that would mess with my normal routine of taking that off in the night? Am I gonna not be consistent with it that day? Am I gonna forget then to do it as well? So I think it's just a matter of building in methods to help me stay consistent in my own way rather than ticking it off every day. It's a good starting point to tick it off every day, but I think I need to hold myself more accountable maybe. I've got to find a few ways of staying consistent with my goals that doesn't rely on ticking a box. Maybe it's just a case of holding myself more accountable, but that's easy to say and that's easy to go back on, or like to bullshit myself a bit on. So, who knows? Now, ultimately, I think the journaling these last 100 days has overall been a net positive to my life. I think I just need to find a way to keep it more interesting and engaging for myself. I tend to have a lot of ideas when I'm in the shower or out running, and then forget to write them down. I think maybe a handheld journal could be better for me going forward, so I could just whip it out as and when divine inspiration strikes. Also, not to brag, I'm a pretty good artist, or I was when I would spend a lot of time practicing the skill. But I haven't had a lot of time to actually practice that skill since I left school, so maybe something a bit more expressive that lets me flex my creative muscles a bit more would keep me more engaged. But for now, there's a lot, and I mean a lot of pages in this book that needs filling, so I'm not gonna waste this paper. I'm gonna obviously stick with it. I'm not gonna waste this natural resource. What do you think I am? OpenAI? ChatGPT? Nuh-uh. On that topic, when I was in my last year of school, OpenAI and ChatGPT in particular was in its infancy. Knowledge of the damage that it was doing was nowhere near as widespread as it is now. I'm gonna do one set till failure, close grip, palms up, pull down. This is a bicep exercise, and after this, I'm gonna do straight bar curls, one set till failure. This is a little superset. So I regrettably used AI in some capacity in my studies. I didn't use it in any of my final projects or whatever, just in the studying process. Whether it was gathering material for notes, finding sources for quotes that I couldn't find origins for, breaking down sociological theories and ideas into more digestible bite-sized chunks. That was the bulk of the use. And if you think about what I just said, I basically explained in a bajillion words that I use AI to take over the thinking part of my brain. And since leaving school, I haven't had much reason to write at all. So writing in a journal and having to actually use my critical thinking skills was a nice change of pace. And don't get me wrong, I don't use AI anymore. I'm AI's biggest hater. Fuck AI. Me and all my homies, we hate AI. When I say I haven't used my critical thinking skills recently, I don't mean because I'm plugged into the matrix. I'm having AI do all the thinking for me. Because, like I said, I don't use it. I mean that my job day to day doesn't require that I write anything down other than a series of workouts on a whiteboard. It's nowhere near kind of essay writing, critical thinking skills, which is what I was used to when I was in school. I just want to make that clear before I start getting AI accusations in the comment section. Hello, Brett Rowe. I'm going to do the same weight that I was just curling with. And we got kettlebell halo. I'm going to rest a little bit first though. Right, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah, journaling. So, having completed 100 days of journaling, here's my thoughts. Broadly, I like it. Seriously, journaling is cool. I can totally see the benefit of journaling for some people, and I can also see how it would be kind of unsuited for different people with different lifestyles, unless you found another way to kind of work it into your schedule. But I suppose that's just the way that I've set it up for myself, so I don't even know what am I talking about. To be honest, when I started journaling, I was hoping I would be able to ease some of the mental load that I carry around me, and I'd start feeling a little bit less crazy. But to be perfectly honest though, I feel exactly the same as when I started journaling, and now there's just like evidence for it. Do you know what I mean? Wow, I tell you what, I am one tired boy. I originally only intended to journal for the 100 days to make this video, and then I was going to call it there. But there's lots of paper left in here that needs writing on, so maybe I'll fill it in and update you on how I feel after I fill in the full book. I guess I'm really struggling to come up with a point as to why I'm journaling, because I've done it for 100 days and it haven't helped me. I'm like, I'm not doing it for any mental health benefit at this point. I'm just doing it because, I don't know. Well, I'm just going to trust that I'm doing it wrong anyway. I'm going to look up some videos of how to journal and come back when I've got a bit more insight into the journaling process. I'm dying. Let's get the world's quickest pump check and then let's get out there. If you've got any journaling tips, please leave them down below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, obviously. This has been me. This has been Lucas Lifts. Thank you very much for watching. And I will see you around. Bye bye. Yep, that's me. 1,373 words in the script. I wonder how many words I actually spoke aloud. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you stayed even this late, look how spotty and disgusting my face is. Why am I so spotty and disgusting? Does journaling cause me stress? Doubt it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you'll all watch another one. Perma bulk, drink water, wear your seatbelt.